Hi there, welcome to this devotion. The other day I caught up with a friend of mine that I hadn't seen in over 20 years, and we'd lost touch properly. And as we were talking and chatting about life, I realized that he had gone through some difficult times. And it was interesting, it was because by his own admission, a lot of what went wrong in his life was his own fault. He was telling me how he was trying to beat the demon that you find in a bottle, and how he would promise to loved ones and to himself that this is it. He's stopping right there and then, but only to turn back to the bottle. He was telling me that some mornings he would sit outside the bottle store waiting for the shop to open. And even as he realized that it was wrong and that he has a problem sitting outside the bottle store waiting, it still didn't stop him from drinking. Then one day he said he went to visit his little daughter and his son was there. And when he greeted his son with a kiss, his son smelt the booze on his breath. And he said, seeing the hurt in his son's face, seeing that love getting hurt by him really affected him. He said for that fleeting moment where their eyes made contact, it had a far more profound effect on his life than a demon in a bottle possibly could have. He told me, and he tells everyone that'll listen, that with the grace of Jesus and with a rehabilitation program, he cleaned up his life. But what struck me most is how he was rocked or how he was awakened to truth by the look of pain in the eyes of his son. You know, we tend to believe that all of life-changing experiences come from a positive realization. We tend to believe that all changes in our lives comes from learning something new, having this epiphany, and then we change our lives. But it's not always the case. There are times in our lives when a negative experience has this life-changing effect in us, this positive life-changing effect that changes the whole course of our life. There's this ancient story in the Bible about the story of Noah and his three sons. Now, the first story in the Bible of a man getting drunk. Noah is the one that gets drunk and passes out naked in his tent. One of his sons sees his naked, passed out father and takes delight in telling his brothers. The thinking is that he mocked his father's nakedness. The other two sons, not wanting to dishonor their father, they put a blanket over each other's shoulders and they walked backwards into the tent, so they didn't even have to see their father passed out naked. They didn't want to dishonor their father by seeing him naked. And the Bible doesn't say how this affected Noah. It doesn't say whether he learned something positive about the honor that was given to him by these two sons. And I believe the Bible is quiet on this outcome for a reason. I believe that we're supposed to put ourselves in the place of Noah and decide, and decide for ourselves, suppose we were in that situation, and how would we have handled that honor bestowed on us when we did not deserve that honor? In fact, we deserved the exact opposite. I can't see a better illustration of grace in the Bible. Jesus, who gave his life for us that we might, that just maybe we may honor the sacrifice he made. Grace that when we sober up or when we catch a wake up one day, Jesus is there not only to forgive and guide us further, but by grace also to cover up what we did wrong. And with that offer of grace in our lives, what do? Do we carry on, in our mess? Or do we look at how we were loved when we were messed up? How we were loved while messing up? And do we allow that realization to have an honor impact, a positive impact in our lives? And I hope that happens to you and me, that when we mess up, we don't brush it aside. I hope that you and I, we don't just dismiss it. I hope that we pause and stew over this love that covers over us while we mess up. And I hope that realization not only draws you but also me nearer and dearer to God. So when you mess up, just remember while you are doing that, the love of God can still have a huge impact in your life. Till we meet again, God bless.